Let's get back to our coverage of the United Nations General Assembly, where any moment now, in about less than an hour, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be speaking. Let's get back to our conversation with his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale. Good to have you join us once again. You were speaking earlier to some of the issues that the President will raise or address, in his speech. We know that the UN summit can be an important driver for public debate on important issues like this. But the biggest test, however, people will say, is the follow-on action, how to drive follow-on action. What is the President's strategy in that regard?
Thank you so much. It's a point well received. First of all, in everything that His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does, he is a man who is focused on implementation. He's always talking about execution and acting on what he speaks about. As he always says, we talk and then we do. We think and then we do. But the doing is the operative word. With respect to his engagements here at the UN General Assembly, it will be no different. The engagements that he has held, for example, with captains of industry, such as yesterday's engagement with the president, the global president of upstream operations for ExxonMobil, where His Excellency, Mr. President, secured a new phase one of a new investment push by that company into Nigeria with a pledge of nearly 50,000 barrels per day of new production in the immediate term. If it's the conversation that he's now having with the global leadership of Meta Technologies, previously Facebook, as well as the global president of Microsoft, all he's focused on are not just commitments, but commitments that have legs on the ground, that will create jobs for Nigerians, that will expand the revenue generation base for Nigeria. And this is the focus of the president. So even in his remarks at the United Nations General Assembly, it is going to be predicated on his commitment to following up on his contribution with his foreign counterparts, with the heads of state that will be present listening to him in just a few moments from now. So certainly with him, manifestation, execution, implementation is always at the forefront, and this will be no different.
And experts in international relations have tagged the president's diplomatic strategy as an economic diplomacy. They say wherever he goes, he pushes for foreign direct investment into the country. But for Nigerians, they're wondering when and how soon they will begin to see the impact of this drive for foreign direct investment in the country.
Well, we're already beginning to see it. For example, when His Excellency President Bola Tinubu was in New Delhi, India, for the G20, the conversations that I was really privileged to be a part of, during which he had one-on-one conversations with the investors that made the $14 billion worth of new investment pledges. When he was on one-on-one with them, what he told them was that within 30 days, he wanted their delegations in Abuja to be at the table with the relevant officials that were required to unlock whatever bottlenecks existed that stood in the way of their investment. So if it was Ministry of Trade, Minister of Trade, Minister of Defense, Minister of Finance, whoever they needed to be at the table with to get those investments on the ground, Mr. President said within 30 days he wants that to be done. So this is the nature of Mr. President. He is somebody who's very time sensitive. He's very urgent with how he goes about his business. And what Nigerians saw from him as the executive governor of Lagos State is what they're now seeing from him as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A man of not just ideas, but implementable ideas, and that ideas that are driven by his will to ensure that they become tangible benefits to all Nigerians and to the Nigerian economy. And that is something that I think will be consistent throughout not just what we saw from the G20, but even here at the United Nations General Assembly.
The president's speech is a much anticipated one. Would be keen on seeing some of the issues he will address and the reactions that will follow. Thank you so much for talking to us. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale.
It's been a privilege. Thank you.